because whenever they moved there, they had, I forgot what they called it. It was like a comics that they like put on a ship and shipped over, and they had to wait 9 months before they could get their stuff because of how things work in the Caribbean. Everything works by bribes, so they weren't going to bribe these people to get their stuff, so they had to just wait forever to ever get their stuff. And they said they were fully expecting to just leave everything they owned in Barbados, and when they came to America, just rebuy everything. So what we did was we just packed in carry-ons there, and then on our way back, we used like our checked bags to haul these big totes. The key verse I took out of the week was John 3:30. He must become greater, and I must become less. I think that's a really good verse because it just basically described the whole trip. We weren't there for ourselves. We were there to do God's work. We had to become less so that He could become greater and live through us on this trip. And I just think that's just a really good verse to live by. But this is the chapel where they have other classes in here too, but it's just the chapel where they do church and stuff. And this is the cafeteria. And then so our spring break happened to be over Easter this year. So we had a really cool opportunity there. This was the Good Friday. We washed the students' feet. Here's another couple of the students. We got to wash the students' feet, and then after that they washed our feet, and then they washed their leaders' feet, and then their leaders washed the other leaders' feet. So it was like a really cool opportunity that we had to just wash their feet. Oh, and then there's a video. Where's Alex? I can't touch his computer because I pulled the dictionary up for some reason every time I tap it.
I'll say it before Josh does. Mac is cursed.
My Mac works fine. It's just Alex's Mac. Yeah, one of the people who went on the trip with us took a really cool video, so I just want to share.
We're gonna play it.
Yes. Oh, is the volume up? Oh, pause. I have to listen to it.
The song didn't sound, vision was thunder, and I'm working hard for the tempest to cross. I can feel the weight of my bed inside. Know that I can't do this alone. There's no one set for me. Oh, I can see it. I'm just going. Oh, I'm afraid. And I have heard the sound, oh, the sound of revival. I just walk here and always. I wanna say Lord, feel your fire, I'm so hard. But I know it's hard to get you right. I wanna be my maker, since you came so I can explain. Since you came so I can explain. The things about me, make them know me. Don't let me hide, for your kingdom echoes over the waters deep. And testimony, I know your name, our face. I know your name, our face. I wanna say Lord, feel your fire, I'm so hard. But I know it's hard to get you right. Only I'm good, so I can explain. So I can explain.
Back to your slideshow.
So yeah, the first part of the video I forgot to talk about, we were in quarantine for 6 days before we were actually able to go to the Valley College. So it was like a 2-week trip.
Where did they quarantine?
At this little hotel.
Oh, I see.
So we weren't like allowed to leave the hotel, but we could like go between the rooms and talk to other people. Is there any questions?
How many students were in the college?
So right now, because of COVID, there were only 5 people who were at the college, just because everyone else had been sent home. There's still a really strict and like shutdown in Barbados. Like there's literally like 2 time periods during the day where you're able to be outside even. And anywhere you go, you have to have a mask on. So because of how strict everything is still being, there's only 5 people at college. But usually there's like 20 to 30.
How long did you get to stay then?
At the college,
No, well,
the entire trip.
yeah.
It was 12 days.
Did you enjoy it then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
How many students went on the mission trip?
26.
Wow.
Pretty big.
Oh, man.
Were there any problems with a group that big? I mean, did they give you any hassle about being together and?
Yeah.
Yeah.
During the quarantine, yeah, we were only supposed to be, so it was supposed to be 3 people per room, and then like you could not leave that room for 6 days. But we went in between the rooms because we knew we came from America together. We went through 4 COVID tests, like for the whole trip. Like we knew we were negative, and most of us were already vaccinated, so we're like, we're gonna talk to each other.
Oh,
And the
wow.
Wi-Fi was like really bad, so like because we were having classes. That last week was like our week right before spring break, so like there was like everyone had tests and stuff going on. So we had to like make a scheduled time for who was gonna use the Wi-Fi at that time, so that people could take their tests. But yeah,
Wow. It's really something.
Did you have a quarantine period when you came back home?
yeah, this is America.
Thank God.
We don't care.
Well, anybody else? Feel free. First mission trip ever, pretty awesome.
Where does your home school? Where you attend school normally?
Oh, me? Mizzou.
Was it-
The Christian campus house up there.
That's where I live.
Lance is still up there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's a
love
great guy.
Lance. He's amazing.
He is.
If anyone has a chance to know Lance, do it.
Yeah.
Because he's one of the
Yes.
best people I've ever known.
Yeah, he's been doing that for over 20 years.
Oh yeah.
He took over
He
from
won't quit.
Roy Weiss, yeah, and he was a legend.
Yeah, that's what my house is named after. The house I live. We have like 5 houses right now, and we're actually getting a 6th because so many people want to move in. But my house is the Weiss house named after.
And you may not be aware of this, but Mizzou has been trying to get CCH axed for a while now because, you know, it's a Christian organization. How
Well,
dare they?
Yeah, we're technically off campus, even though we're on campus because we can't be supported by campus.
But they haven't succeeded in removing the school, or the houses physically, so.
They won't.
Do you remember when he came here?
Yeah.
And ministered here?
Lance?
Yeah, he spoke here before.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Roy Weiss baptized me,
Really?
wife and 2 children. He is a legend.
Yeah,
You used to go to Cherry Box when I was a little girl. Yeah.
Roy Weiss did? That's cool.
He
Wow.
would drive down the road and pick up every hitchhiker he saw. Because he said I had a 30-minute audience and they heard the gospel. He got a lot of people to the Lord.
Anybody else? Okay. No, thank you, Alexis, that was great. Yeah. And the church, and therefore, what that really means is all of you supported her in part, so we're grateful to have done that.
Yeah.
It's really worthwhile investing in good young people, so, yeah. Grateful for family and friends to come and support her as well. Now I did bring a Sunday school lesson, and we do have some time, but at the same time, we don't have to do that. I'll tell you my little epic from last night, about 7 o'clock or so. Actually, for 2 days, I've had this pain down here, and didn't know what it was, but like a normal man, right, you just ignore it, it'll go away. It didn't go away, and finally I started getting nauseous and really hurting. So I went to the ER, or actually I went to urgent care, and they told me to go to the ER, and it was right down here, so they thought it might be the appendix, but it's not. It's just a swollen gland next to my appendix, but it hurts like that. It'll resolve itself in a couple of weeks. All I can do is tough it out. But what's funny is that it only affects fat men between 40 and 50.
They're not 40 yet, are they?
Real close.
Yeah.
You round up, I'm there, so it's a rare condition too, so of course I would consider, yeah. But, oh well, so, good times. Okay, so if you don't mind, for my sake, I would prefer we just end early and relax today. I'm sorry, I heard, that's why I was a little late. Alex was covering for me. Next hour though, you are gonna get to hear the 4 youngest preacher boys. So I hope you'll stick around and hear them. It's their first time preaching in front of all of you, and they're really excited, and some of their parents are here today, so that's really cool. And I think it's gonna be a really good morning. So appreciate you all being here. Enjoy the fellowship.